What is your opinion on artificial intelligence?
It's great. Love
You
it.
like it?
Of course. How else will I do my homework?
I think it's good for cheating. Only cheating.
Let me ask you this though: is it really cheating, or is it just using what we have as a tool?
It's a tool, but I don't think you should do it instead of doing work.
Do you think there's like any threats to AI or anything that we should be concerned of?
I think there's a threat that it might
Terminator?
no, that it might replace like low-skilled jobs, so it might be a concern for a lot of people down the road.
I honestly have no idea. Like, it's so unpredictable, and advancements are happening so much all the time.
Not at the moment, but
Yeah.
if we keep down this path, maybe.
That's a valid response. What do you think, like, as humans, our like responsibility is?
I think we have to keep it tame and not let it like take over, I guess, right?
Interesting.
You gotta be smart with it.
I think we should stop this culture of like productivity for no reason.
We just have to view it like we view everything, with morals. Like, there's good and there's bad.
Recognize its power and make sure you don't let it overpower you.
Now, one thing that AI is guaranteed to provide is efficiency. It'll make work faster and more direct, while likely still requiring at least some input from a person, we hope. Now, AI is already being put to use in healthcare, agriculture, the arts, and content creation. And it's being used to address some of our biggest concerns, including climate change, inequality, poverty, and combating crime. So, guys, are there some positives here to AI that we just can't seem to overlook?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
of course.
What would be some sectors that we need to see some rewrites in terms of AI could step a little bit in more?
That's up to the artist, I think.
I don't have a lot of great things to say about AI, so I'd have to hear different
Healthcare
perspective.
could potentially be one. What if somebody could walk into a hospital, get diagnosed before, as they're walking into the ER, prep nurses a little bit more. Maybe we'd have more efficient healthcare.
That's already happening.
It is already
AI is already assisting in diagnoses, which is usually half the problem in healthcare. You're misdiagnosed by a doctor, there's malpractice, and there's countless articles out there about how AI has shifted and reshaped healthcare for diagnosis. That's usually half the battle in most cases. You're misdiagnosed, you have cancer, but they said, oh, you might have a viral infection, or
Right.
there's a tumor, we thought it was benign, it's actually malignant, and you have 3 days to live or something. That is going to be tremendous use for AI.
So
I think.
we saw on the streeters, actually the young gentleman sitting down mentioned, he uses it to cheat or he uses it for schoolwork. Jokingly, obviously, but I think he's doing that for sure. Education-wise, where will we see AI come into play, just to help people get better educated, or will it hurt them more?
I think it depends on your goals, to be honest. If you want to be educated, that's a great tool for you to kind of simplify things, to learn something faster instead of spending a lot of time Googling things. If you don't want to study, if you don't want to learn, likely it's not going to be your profession in life. You're probably going to be doing something else with your life, something manual that requires maybe less skills or less knowledge.
Right.
And if on your journey of life you want to learn more, of course, go ahead. But, it's really up to individuals.
I mean, what is really the point, though, if we have AI to kind of help us with these things?
I mean, I saw that in a school in Connecticut, there were some kids that was using Chat GPT to write papers, and the reporter used the Chat GPT to ask, okay, what's the history of this school? The school was named after a man named Stephen, but Chat GPT confidently said that it was named after a man named Charles.
Interesting.
So there's an accuracy lacking in the AI as well, and is that furthering the spread of misinformation? And are kids writing papers that are about stuff that isn't true?
Well, and sorry, you asked what the purpose of it was. Curiosity. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are still curious. There's why scientists exist, why we have you, who's knowledgeable in a lot of things as well. You're
Now,
just
they do
curious
have-
because you learn.
Did you ask AI that before?
Absolutely.
Here's another interesting point. Firefighters are actually using AI now. I believe, let me see here. So they have a visor or something of the kind that allows them to see in low visibility. So, when 9/11 happened, there was a crap load of smoke, and unfortunately a lot of firefighters as well lost their lives due to this, and they were trapped, right? And so they couldn't see. Now they have things where you can actually see edges, you can see where people are, sensors. I mean, they just have more visibility in these situations. That's a benefit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't think writing an essay and firefighters rescuing people can be equated. You know what a lot of this conversation reminds me of is when I was in high school, Wikipedia became popular. And everyone tried to source it. Everyone tried to use it in their essays. And our teachers went nuts. I went nuts because I was like, no, pick up a book and read. That's how you learn stuff. I think the whole question about using ChatGPT to write an essay or ChatGPT to get you through university is, are you there because you want to learn, or are you there because you feel like you have to be there? And that's, in my opinion, the wrong reason to go to school altogether.
Yeah.
I guess it does come down to the individual and what they are wanting to learn in terms of education. I mean, if you just want to rely on AI, fine, all the power to you, that's fine. But, see how far you make it.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of talking about university, like
Karolina, I'm going to let you get into that thought in the next segment.
that's absolutely cool.
Okay, awesome. So when we come back, should we be concerned about the AI potential?
I'ma rule the world, yeah.